Hey, Jason Palliser here with the No Flipping Excuses channel. First order of business is subscribe to the channel. Once you're done watching this video, dive into some of the other ones that we have. We're covering all bases and all things real estate investment. So our commitment to you is to help you grow your business, do it systematically. But on today's video, we're going to talk about, do I need a bunch of cash or do I need to use my credit to do a vacation rental property or an Airbnb property? And it's a common question that we get. So what we want to do is we simply want to dive into that. At a glance, you would think that, yeah, I need to, you need to go get a regular bank loan and put your money down, identify the asset, all the things that you would think are normal in the marketplace for knocking down an investment property. But here's the reality. If you take a slightly different approach, then what you can do is put yourself in a position to absolutely get some cash flow coming in from the vacation rental standpoint if you just simply take a different path to get to the finish line. So what am I talking about here? Here's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using other people's property, OPP. I'm showing you my age. You down with OPP? Other people's property. Okay. So you can use other people who own property in the marketplace that may have a need, may have a stressor, and you can end up being the solution for them. And what the byproduct could be is this. You could actually do a vacation rental using someone else's property, and do that without even having to get a loan, which means you don't have to get paycheck stubs, tax returns, W-2s, lease agreements, this, that, the other thing, bank statements, and worry about your credit score and all the things that are natural for a regular deal, because you've struck a deal with the homeowner that may have some level of motivation to work with you. So let's break that down. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so what do I mean by that? Simply this: find some tired landlords in your area and have the conversation with them about, hey, we could take a different approach. Look, if you're worn out from dealing with renters and all the things that come along with normally renting a property, I'd like to have a different type of conversation with you. Okay. And so here's what I would like for you to do. And I always like to compartmentalize things so you could see, like, it's a very clear path in your mind to how we get this done and get the ball rolling, right? So what would our first steps be? And by the way, if you like this, click the like button, hit us with some comments. I'm quite certain you'll have some questions. So hit us with some comments. We'll do our best to answer them. And based upon what those comments are, then we may schedule some time to shoot videos on that particular topic as well. We're here to help you. It's our goal to help you grow a business and by and large, do it different than the regular investor population. So now we're talking about doing some things creatively. So let's do things in order of importance here. If this is something that you want to dive into and tackle, then our first order of business, obviously, naturally, our first order of business is to find out where and start discussing where can we find these said landlords that may be worn out, may need your help, may be done with things. And so there's several things that you could do. One, you can just simply go online, use the #1 website in the world. So look, you can go online, okay? You can go online and go to Google and use Google to your advantage and type in property for rent and then add whatever city that you're going to be doing this in. So let's just say it's Sacramento, California. Let's just say it's Phoenix. Let's just say it's New Orleans. So rental property in New Orleans. You hit search and tons of websites will come up where there's property available, where a property owner has raised their hand and said, hey, I'm looking to fill my property. So that's one easy way. And I like to equate things like this. Just right out of the gate. Remember, we're doing things in order here. That is one easy way without having to start your car. I call it the no gas money spent program. All you're doing is executing to get in front of the opportunities to deploy what I'm going to talk to you next about in this video. So step one is finding landlords that may want to talk to you about an opportunity. So what better avatar to talk to than a landlord that has an empty property right now? So that's the first thing that I would tell you to do. So what I would do is just develop a list of 100 properties, and at your convenience, block out a day. And I would simply take those addresses, find out, and again, if they're being advertised, there's probably a phone number on there. Take those addresses, match them with the phone number, and start calling every single one of them. Now, you're going to leave voicemails for some of them. You're going to leave a voicemail and then shoot a text message to some of them. You're going to get some of them on the phone. Okay. And all we're going to do is say, hey, I know you're trying to rent the property, but would you be open to still getting the rental income that you're looking for, but maybe do it a different way? And quite frankly, may end up getting more than what you're advertising for right now. And so any investor in America that's a landlord where you say, hey, you could get a little bit more money, would be interested in that, right? And I'll talk about more of that in a minute. Now, so all we're going to do is, and don't equate this to, man, I'm going to make 100 calls. Here's where I need to retrain your brain a little bit. Okay, so hear me when I say this. I don't mean, okay, well, Jason said to do this, and then, okay, it makes sense that I should go after them, which I agree with you, it does. But don't tie yourself to the outcome where, man, I'm going to do this. Jason said to just block out some time and leave some voicemails and at least hit 100 people, and I'm going to try and get somebody to say yes, and you're like all worked up about it. Here's the game. The game is to understand that some will, some won't. Who cares? I repeat, some will, some won't. Who cares? Your responsibility is not to worry about the outcome. Your responsibility is come hell or high water. So come hell or high water, I'm talking to 100 landlords and finding who is interested. That's your job. Okay. I say that because training 25,000 investors over the year, everybody is so hey, how fast after you do this, or I've done this, or you train me, am I going to get deals closed? I'm like, that's not the game. The game is to run the machine so well that deals happen. Right? So your responsibility is to get 100 houses, landlords, talk to them, and some will, some won't. Who cares? Now, the second part of this. Hey, while you're learning, stop for a second and get the book, The Art of Flipping Deals. Here's how easy it is. Just go to the website, theflippingbook.com, and what you're going to have is an instant download on how we flip deal after deal after deal with predictability that others can't find. Okay, so here's the second part of this. Another very, very good lead source to go after is landlords who are evicting. So not just somebody who wants to rent their property, because maybe somebody leased it out and their lease was up and now they're just renting it again. And that's still a level of motivation because it's vacant. But now let's double down. So not all lead sources are created equal. Let's double down on it now. So what you want to do is find the landlords that are evicting their tenant. Why would they be evicting the tenant? Because things aren't going according to plan. That's called a much higher level of motivation and stress. So where would we find those? Here's where. Go to your county, whatever county you're going after, and go to the county clerk's office. And I'm gonna break this down for you. Go to the county clerk's office and say, hey, who do I talk to about making a formal request to get a list of the order to vacates for our county? Order to vacate, meaning someone's been ordered to vacate. I want a list of all the properties where someone's been ordered to vacate, because most of those are going to be evictions. Didn't I already say that not all leads are created equal? Did I not say that now we're doubling down from a motivation standpoint? Because it's not just somebody casually renting their property. It's someone who said, I'm done with you, and I spent all the money to get you out of my property. That is stress. So what we want to do, those are the leads. Even though I said to curate a list, this one will be one. The previous one that I said is just go online and see who's got property for rent. That's 1A. So one comes first, right? So what comes first is going to your county clerk's office and say, hey, what do I need to do to get a list of the order to vacates? Now, what you may have to do, which you may or may not be familiar with, is you want to utilize the Freedom of Information Act. Okay, you're going to use the Freedom of Information Act to formally request the order to vacates. We use the same Freedom of Information request to get code violations, water disconnects, cease and desist, and order to vacate. So what I want you to do And again, if you have to pause this video or rewind it, go ahead and do that. And again, if you're liking what I'm saying and no one's brought it to you this way and said, wow, you're breaking down my responsibilities, then drop a comment, hit a like, and absolutely subscribe to the channel. And the ultimate form of, hey, I really like this is please grab this link. Please share it with other investors you know and ask them to subscribe to our channel as well. Now, let's get back to it. You're going to make a formal request. So just simply ask, who do I send the request to? And you're going to, in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, I'm requesting all, and again, you want to pause this and do this verbatim. I'm requesting all of the order to vacates for the last 90 days. Okay. I'm requesting all the order to vacates for the last 90 days, not a single address, but all addresses. And I'm saying it to you this way because we've done this across America. I think most of you know that we build out off-market attacks. We attack 34 ways in a marketplace. We have 18 of them that are free. We do free direct mail. And we take over cities. That's what we get paid to do. And we started doing that for individuals, just like yourself. But specifically, I'm talking about one of the 34 things we do, which is formally request the order to vacate, but the verbiage needs to be ultra specific. I'm requesting all the order to vacates for the last 90 days, not a specific address, but all addresses that have received an order to vacate. Now, all of a sudden, I have leads that are even more motivated from a landlord standpoint. And so here's what we're going to do. Once we have these leads in front of us, what I want you to simply do is this. Okay. So hear me. I want you to talk to these landlords and say, hey, look, I know you're potentially looking to rent it out. I know you had a problem tenant in there. I'd like to see if you're open to, I may go ahead and sign a 3-year lease agreement instead of a 1-year lease agreement. If you're interested, what I would like to do is be able to rent it out for people that are visiting town on vacation, and I'll handle the whole thing for you. You don't have to handle any leaks, this, that. I'll put it in the lease agreement that I handle all that. But I'll give you what you want for market rent. I'll pay you ahead of time. I might even pay you 3 months in advance to show you that I'm not playing games here. I'm very serious about working with you. And this is music to a landlord's ears. Do you hear me? That's music to a landlord's ears. Saying, hey, I'll pay you ahead of time. Hey, I'll sign a longer lease. Hey, you don't take one single headache phone call. Now, all of a sudden, without having to use my own cash or my own credit, I may have a property that I have listed in the next 2 weeks, and I'm already accepting bookings. Do you understand that? This is a way to absolutely take control of a property, find some tired landlords. And I always, again, this is negotiations tactics, the things that we teach at a full-blown 2-day blueprint. If you want more information on that, just let us know. Just put it in the comments. It's called a 2-day blueprint because in 2 days, we show you how to attack an entire city and negotiate with homeowners. But so these are verbiage terms that we use. Hey, I'd like to at least give it a shot. I'll give you the first 2 months rent, 3 months if you want. I would like a 90-day runway to show you how well I can do this. And just so you know, versus your regular renters, no one's moving in. They stay for a certain amount of time. They also pay when they book for a cleaning fee. So a professional cleaner comes in and out after each stay. And I would love to talk to you about this and show you that I'll be your best tenant ever. If they're giving you pushback, then you can double down and say, hey, not only will I pay you what you want, market rent, I'll also give you 10% of the bookings. So 10% of the positive revenue, I'll give you that as well. Now they're getting more than what they wanted. And again, they don't have to take headache phone calls because everything flows through you. So do you need your own money or credit to knock down a B&B or a vacation rental? Absolutely no, without a shadow of a doubt. So if you like this, what I need you to do is just drop a comment. If you have questions, drop a comment. Certainly hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would hit the subscribe button so that every time we drop a new video for you. And by the way, I've shot 200 and something that we're going to be dropping. And so we're going to take and dissect each part of the real estate investment business. And as long as you're subscribed to the channel, you'll be getting those. So look forward to seeing you on another video. But take this, run with it, get the list, call them. Block out 1 day to do it. Some will, some won't. Who cares? Can't wait to get some feedback for you and lock up some deals without even using your own money, your own credit. See you on the next video. Hey, Here's what I want you to do. Let's take your learning to another level. I know you have questions, so schedule a call with me. Go to todaycall.com, fill out a form, and get on my calendar so I can help you start closing deal after deal and answer all your questions to put you on a path to predictable closings.